Truth is, I'm tired. Options are few. I'm trying to pray, but where are you? I'm all churched out, hurt and abused. I can't fake what's left to do. Truth is, I'm weak, no strength to fight, no tears to cry. Even if I tried, but still my soul refuses to die. One touch will change my life. Take me to the King. I don't have much to bring. My heart's torn in pieces. It's my offering. Lay me at the throne. Leave me there alone to gaze upon your glory and sing to you this song. Please take me to the King. Truth is, it's time to stop playing these games. We need a word for the people's pain. So Lord, speak right now. Let it pour like rain. Oh yeah, we're desperate. We're chasing after you. Oh, no rules, no religion. I've made my decision to run to you, the healer that I need. Take me to the King. Don't have much to bring. My heart's torn to pieces. It's my offering. Lay me at the throne. Leave me there alone to gaze upon your glory and to sing to you this song. Lord, we're in the way. We keep making mistakes. Lord, it's not for us, it's all for you. Take me to the King. I don't have much to bring. My heart's torn to pieces. It's my offering. Oh, baby, leave me there. I want to gaze upon your glory. Sing to you. Sing to you this song. Take me to the King. Take me to the King. Take me to the
They told me that I would need to pay for Mom's medicine, and that
Hey, good morning. Good morning, Daniel Berry. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm actually in the process of getting dressed. Otherwise, I would come on camera and thank you in person, but I'm not quite dressed yet early this morning. Hold on, let me take the banner down. Hold on 1 second. But I can do this for you. Hold on. Where's all my stuff, y'all? This is weird. I don't know if it's this one. But thank you, Daniel Berry. I really appreciated you. Y'all give me a second. This is quite random, but I felt it was important to talk about, and it was on my mind this morning. I was watching a few videos. Y'all know I'm trying to get back to my Hebrew Israelite roots, honey, which I never really left. Hold on. I never left, but I do appreciate that, Daniel. And yes, my we are back to being monetized again, so it's very much appreciated. But make sure you come through. I'm going to do a post mod appreciation. So this is for you, Daniel Berry. Well, I don't know if I can play that after we just got through playing scriptural music, but this is for you, Daniel.
Deal tipping on Bobos, wrapped in Bobos, tipping on Bobos, wrapped in Bobos, tipping on Bobos, wrapped in Bobos, tipping Bobos, and I'm packing Bobos. I'm still tipping on Bobos, wrapped in Bobos.
Thank you so much. But yeah, y'all make sure y'all come through. I think I'm going to do it Sunday. I'm going to do a special interview with somebody, and then Sunday night we're going to try and do mod appreciation. But I will do a huge, it won't be impromptu like this where I just come up here and talk. I will do a huge promotion before Sunday. That way people know about it and they can come over. And yes, I will know. Y'all, I got y'all names and I'm getting names and putting y'all names in jars. Okay, so I already know. I've already have certain awards for certain people. For example, there's going to be a most improved channel. There's going to be newcomer YouTube channel. There's going to be different awards for different things. So just make sure you come through Sunday. I want to jump into this topic though. Let me go back and look at y'all. All right, so let's get to it. This word is for any Hebrew Israelite that is feeling, how should I put it? Like they don't fit in. Well, I'm here to tell you, you're not the only one that's ever felt that way. Hey, Killer Swag, welcome. Welcome, sweetheart. Oh, Irby. Hey, Irby. Yes, I'm talking about the Hebrew Israelite stuff again. I'm going to be really short. This is quite random. Wasn't planned, but it was something that was, I used to do this back in the day where I would just get something in my spirit to talk about. And then I would come up here and talk about it. So I'm going to talk about it really fast and we'll be out of here. Y'all should go to bed and get some rest. I have an excuse. I was up doing my hair anyway. But y'all listen. I was live a few days ago talking about how I ran into some Hebrew Israelites. They were in a camp. Down here, we don't so much do the camps. We're very, and when I say down here, I mean down south, like south. We're very quiet, peaceful, private people. I know in the larger cities like New York, like New Jersey, like, all these larger places, they have camps. We don't so much do that. We might congregate. We have synagogues that we congregate, or we might just congregate amongst each other to bring in the Sabbath, or to bring in Passover with friends, things like that. But let me just say this for any Hebrew Israelite out there. Really, I'm talking to women, but I'm gonna say this because I know that men go through it too, where you might feel like, you just don't fit in with the group. You don't have, there's nothing in the Bible, there's nothing scripturally that says you have to be in, quote unquote, one of these camps. You don't have to be in one of these camps. And their whole thing is, well, you need leadership. Well, I've been blessed. My son's father could not have been a better leader to me. He was an elder in the truth. To be honest, he's one of the oldest ones that I know of. Um, Practicing, I'd say about 50 years now. A lot of y'all probably didn't even know that Hebrew Israelites were, well, that this practice was going on that long. That's just how long he's been in it. Since the first camp was created in New York City. Right? That's how long he's been in it. Since the early 70s. So I've been blessed to be under his tutelage. And then also there was a woman. Let me see if I could share. A beautiful lady. I've been blessed to be under her tutelage. We were both married to elders at the time. Both young mothers. I became pregnant fairly soon in my marriage. So I've been blessed to come across some really awesome, great people who just happened to be Hebrew Israelites, but they were great people first and foremost. And that's the thing. You could be a Christian, you could be a Muslim, you could be a Hebrew Israelite, you could be whatever. But it's about how you walk in the world. Are you a good person? Because human beings are inclined to do evil things if they're not it crosses all, right? So it just came into my mind because I've seen so many videos about Hebrew Israelites, men and women, that say they want to leave the faith, and because of this or because of somebody saying something now ignorant to them, making them feel less than. Well, the truth is that we all have to account for ourselves. Ladies, your husbands can't save you. You know what I'm saying? When we all meet the maker, we all have to account for ourselves. We can't say, well, my husband was an elder and he did this and he did that, but I'm still breaking the law. And the same thing with the men. You can't say, well, my wife is an upstanding woman, in the church, but I'm out here drinking and shooting and stabbing and stealing and, you know, committing fornication. No, we have to account for our own sins. So that's what I want to say. But I also want to say that there is no man that walks this earth, man or woman, that can tell you who you are, who you're not. Um, that's up to you. You don't have to be a part of a camp to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments, to have morality about yourself. I don't have to be a member of a camp to hold myself a certain way, to treat people right, to uphold certain values. I do not have to. So, I was watching a few videos, and then I had that experience early in the week, and it just really made me want to say something about it. Because I've had people approach me, oh, well, you don't look like a Hebrew Israelite. You know, why isn't your hair wrapped up? Why are you wearing a dress? Shouldn't your dress be longer? Where are your fringes? Where, um, all these things. So don't get discouraged. This, to be a virtuous person, no matter what faith you're in, is a hard walk. It's the road less traveled. Um, that's just the way it is. That's the way life is. Everybody wants, the golden pot at the end of the road, but nobody wants to walk that hard walk to get there. It's hard work. It's a lot easier to be sinful. It really is. It's so much easier. It's so much easier to do the wrong thing. It's a lot harder to turn your back on less, on wants, on wickedness, on what you want to do, what your body wants to do. You know, this person did you wrong, so you want to cuss them out. Or maybe you want to turn your back on them because they turned their back on you. But deep down, you know you should do the right thing. Deep down, you know you have it in yourself to help them. And you know that that's the right thing to do. That road right there, that crossroad, that's the road that's thin and narrow. And that's the road you should take. So it just came across my spirit to say that. If you guys weren't in the building, Sunday, I will do posts for it, so no worries. I'll do an official post. Probably, I'm getting ready to go to work, y'all. Probably when I get home today, I'll start posting about the Mod Appreciation Show. That'll be Sunday. Everybody is welcome. Now, don't get mad if you don't get. So let me tell you about this show. I started doing it a while ago. I've only done 2. But I will say that I know of, I was one of the first people to do it. That's all I'm going to say. Well, I got the idea from Jay Wilson in the B sector. I saw him doing it. They were basically just sharing their cash apps in the chat room. And he did a sermon. And he said, I'm going to bless somebody. Everybody put your cash apps in the chat. And he just randomly went through giving people cash apps. Now mine is a little different. It's not random. It's very particular because I am basically just giving my thanks to all of you. But first of all, let me just say this. Thank all of you for supporting me. If you come in here and you hit the like, you give me a view, that's support, and I appreciate you. I'm not one of those people that don't appreciate that, because something as simple as that is what helps kick our videos out in the algorithm. That helps us get paid, right? Like this video, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to leave this up because it does have music. I will not get, other than the cash app that Daniel gave to me, I will not get paid for this video. And to be honest, I won't even leave this video. I'll leave this video up just so people could come back and watch it on the replay for a little while, and then it'll come down. But as far as commercials being played, it won't be able to be played on this video. But basically, you know, there's some of you that have been riding with me for years. And then I also want to give back to my new people and the people that I see doing a lot of good things. Oh, I'm going to be honest. One of them is Young Riaz. Young Riaz is in every Drip Squad. Shout out to Drip Squad. Young Riaz, he's going to get probably multiple cash apps from me because I have seen him not just support me, but other people throughout the space. And so I'm going to make sure he's one of those people. But there's several other people. I'm not going to drop everybody's names. And it's just to be motivation for you guys to keep on going, to stay focused, and including myself. And I like to do it. I like to get up here on camera and have fun with y'all. So I'm looking forward to that. Once again, prayfully, if nothing happens, that'll be Sunday night. Let me look at y'all. Oh Lord, hey, the boxing. Yeah, it feels good to be coming back. I feel good. Y'all know I was away, so I'm coming back real soon. And when I say coming back, I'm talking about on camera, because y'all know, if y'all were watching me from the beginning, I was always on camera. Always. People got 1 minute they're mad because you're not on camera, and the next minute they're mad that you're on camera too much. Oh, she's showing off. Oh, she's this. Oh, she's what do they call it? Thirst trapping and all kinds of nonsense. So you can't make these people happy on here. But I don't do it for them. I do it for y'all. So we will get that done. Who is that? Let me see. Oh, hey, Clue. I'm gonna drop the link for you. I saw you was over there defending your girl, but you never defended me like that. Oh, why? Because she's a lady. Is that why? And Mahogany's an old rude chakra. That's why you defended her, Clue, because she's a lady. You know what I'm talking about, boo. And why did you stand May up? May was okay, I'm coming. May was looking for you. We was looking for you to have that conversation. Hold on, sweetheart. No, but let me just say this. The young lady that I'm talking about, I want her to get better. If she has been sick, of course, we want her to get better. Um, any of you, I don't want to see nobody sick on here or in pain or any of that. Um, I just got to make mention that that person has never had mercy on me since the day she met me. I'm just saying. So, it was one of those things. And I never even did nothing to her. That's the thing. I never did nothing to that girl. But that's the way it is on YouTube. That's the way it is on YouTube. Oh, hold on. Hey, Clue. Good morning.
Mahogany, what's up?
Hey, sweetheart. What happened to you? Me and May she did a show about, y'all were supposed to have a conversation about coons, and you didn't come, sweetheart. Why did you not come?
I purposefully, I don't know what the word is, but I stood her up, and here's
Why?
why. Here's why. There was a stream on Bomb Cherries about a day before that, where she pulled up while I was already on the panel to call me a fake coon. Right, that's what the show was going to be about, right? Coons,
Uh huh.
who the real ones, who the fake ones, right? And I had no problem with May and her appearance on Bomb Cherry's panel. But what I did have a problem with was Sunkissed. And I felt that me showing up to May's stream was a trap to get me to talk to Sunkissed, which it's a bitch I don't want to talk to at all.
Well, can I say something? Let me say this. All you had to
Yeah, go
do,
ahead.
and just because I'm a neutral party in this, I know what you're talking about, but I have nothing to do with it. So I'm going to say this right now. Please just be respectful
No,
because
no,
I
go
don't
ahead.
want. Well, what I'm saying to you is let's not call anybody any names. But let me say this. All you had to do is let's say, because I really think she just wanted to do a one-on-one with you. I thought, and that's all you had to do is say, hey, listen, I'm just here to talk to you. And I'm sure May would have obliged you.
No, I think it was a trap, actually. I think it was a trap to get me to talk to that person. And I don't want to talk to that person. I stopped talking to that person for 3 whole years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to talk to that. It's nothing I can say to that person. You know what I'm saying?
No, I listen. I mean, I don't
And
know
then
any.
for some reason, May has a connection to this person. I don't understand why May has this connection to that person,
Well,
that she's
it's not.
willing to crap on everybody to to protect that person,
Can
that sun kissed woman.
can I say this? Well,
Uh huh.
listen, we all have relationships. Like you have a relationship with a person on here that I do not understand, but I respect
I
the
don't have
fact
a.
that
I have a relationship. I don't have any relationship with anybody on YouTube. I
you
have a
have
friendship.
you
A
called a friendship.
friendship.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
So those two have a friendship. My thing is we all have relations, friendships, whatever you want to call them with people on here that other people don't like. And we all know that. So that's where communication comes in. Well, I'm just going to say this then maybe we should move on and talk about something else cuz I don't like talking about other content creators when they're not here cuz then they're going to oh, I wasn't there and they were talking about me. I don't like to do that. So we're going to move this conversation along. But since you guys obviously have your contact information, probably should just tell her that in the email or something in a message.
But it was a trap, Mahogany. It
But
was
you
a
don't
trap.
know that. You don't know
Of
that for
course, it
sure.
was a trap. It was a trap. It just so happened after the bomb cherry stream. Come on, it's a trap.
I really don't think so. I mean, I don't think so. I feel like May is a genuine and authentic person, and I feel like if she
And I
says
thought
let's,
so too. I thought that as well. I thought she was genuine, but she was trying to get me into a trap to talk to Sunkiss, and I don't want to talk to her.
but you don't know that. I was over there today, and Sunkiss was nowhere around when she was waiting on you. But listen, let's move the conversation. Can we just talk, me and you?
Yes, you want to talk about Toya? Is that correct?
No, actually, no, I don't. What's fair is fair. She's a content creator, and she's not here to talk. So I don't. I won't talk about her since she's not here. I just
Okay.
want to talk. I want to talk to you.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
You know, me and you have this weird relationship where we go back and forth, but it's funny banter. I feel like it's funny and healthy.
Yeah, it's
Um,
fun.
yeah,
It's fun.
and
We talk shit.
yeah, we
Oh,
talk our shit, and that's what people don't get about. I think about us, like certain people on here, like it's not that serious. And for me and you, I don't think it's ever been that serious. And I just want to remind people where I feel like I met you at Little Big Nate's area.
yeah,
Is that
that's where I first saw you. Yeah.
yeah? And I want to ask really quick. You don't have to give me any details. How is Little Big Nate? Because I'm concerned.
I don't know. He was on Sub Zero's. I forgot. I think that was January. I want to say January.
Okay.
He was on a Sub Zero stream, and that was a pretty big deal. But he's
Okay.
focused on his personal life, and that's
No,
good.
it's very good. And I haven't. I reached out to him a long time ago just to check on him because I know he had a health, which he's talked about. I'm not saying nothing private because he's talked about this, and I've talked about my health issues. Also, so listen, we're getting older, honey. We're approaching
Yeah,
middle
I'm
age.
45, so
Oh, look at you.
yeah. I'm
Well,
an
what
old
makes
I'm an old nigga, so yeah,
clue? I'm 45 too, so it's cool.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, and we still look good on this motherfucker. Okay, we still sexy in this bitch. Okay, so yes. No, but you okay with me now? Now, when you be doing that coon stuff, that's when I get on you. But
What's
I
wrong with being a coon? See, what's wrong with being a coon? What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. Coons don't hurt anybody. When you hear about a prison, is it a prison full of coons or niggers? See,
and
see, that's what
and
I'm
you
talking about. We
and
don't
you
cause problems. We don't hurt anybody. We just live. We live our
and
lives.
please stop saying that hard R. Black folks
I'm
don't use
sorry. I'll call it N words. Okay, coon. The prisons are full of N words and not full of coons because we obey the law. We're with our families, our kids, our wives. We just live our lives. But it's the N words that cause all the problems.
Well, let me just say this, and then I want us to move it along because I got a few questions for you,
Okay,
but
I'm
but
listening.
like interview, well, not interview, just us just chilling. I want to keep it chill this morning because, like I said, I
Hmm.
got to go to work. But basically, when the police see us, they don't know the difference. They don't know whether or not
Oh,
I am from the hood or they. Trust me, I've been pulled over. Me and my brother. My brother and his wife have a substantial income, right? They're doing all right for themselves. Okay, I'll put it to you that way. And but my mom lives and she chose to stay in the old neighborhood, right? So it's not the best neighborhood. And sure enough, every time me and my brother have been pulled over, you know why? Because at the time I was driving a certain type of car. He's driving a Tesla, playing his music, and it might not even be loud, but they're kind of like, oh my God, what are these black folks doing over here? So they don't know that when they're looking at you. Just remember that.
but Mahogany, I disagree. I think they do know the difference between blacks and N words. I think they do because I don't have these experiences that y'all talk about. I've never been profiled in my life, and I'm 45 years old. Never been profiled. They could
I
tell the difference between an N word and a melanated black man. They could
Let me
tell the
just,
difference.
well, me and you will have a difference of opinion because, well, let me just say congratulations to you that you've never been profiled because I've been profiled plenty times in my life. But I also am very I'm a very proud black woman, so I carry myself that way. And there, in certain parts of the South, they don't like to see what Tupac say. They don't want to see. They get jealous at you with your mobile phone, honey. So they don't like to see certain types of black people act certain types of ways. For instance, like it's almost like, how dare she? Who is she to be rolling up in this neighborhood? There's no way she could live here. Who is she to be driving that? There's no way she could afford that car. And I've actually been pulled over for no reason at all. Asked for them to search my car, and I said, "No, you cannot, officer." I said, "Absolutely not. What's your reason for searching me? What's your reason for pulling me over?" I don't play, I don't know if that's that military part of me. And then I also have a little bit of knowledge about how the law should go because I have a friend that's a cop. So, no, you do not have the right. You have to have a reason, a lawful reason to search my car. And you don't. I'm not drinking. I wasn't driving reckless. No. And so I don't play with them. I really don't. But go ahead. If you want to say one more thing on this topic, go ahead. And then I'm going to move on.
I, the reason I don't have that problem is because I don't identify with what y'all call black. I don't have that problem, Miss Mahoghany. I don't get pulled over because of my skin. I got pulled over 4 times, and all 4 times was my fault. All right. I didn't get pulled over for driving while black. I got pulled over because I broke the law.
Mm-hmm.
It's real simple. All right.
No, I'm just saying, if you've never experienced it, good for you. But I've been followed in the store. I've had all types of experiences, and I know white people. One of my good friends, she is well, she has whole siblings that are white. One's white and one's black, and then she's mixed. But the point is, they've experienced it. So I know it exists. I've experienced it in college. I've got friends that have experienced it. So congratulations to you that you've made it to the ripe old age of 45 and you've never had any
Yeah.
racial
Ripe
experience.
old age. Yeah. The ripe old age of 45. Yeah. But
Oh, yes.
Mahoghany, let me ask you this. Do you believe in sundown towns?
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. Hell yeah.
Really?
I've been
Really?
in one. Yeah.
So you believe in 2025 there are places that you cannot be in at a certain time because of your skin.
I know there are places that are dangerous for black folks to be at a certain. Oh, absolutely.
You mean like the
Absolutely.
south side of Chicago?
That's
Pretty
a good one.
dangerous if your skin
That,
is dark to be in that place,
that is a good
right?
one. Um, where was I? I'm military. I can't remember what town I was driving. Oh, this happened. I talked about this on my show. So Rikers out, not Rikers Island. Oh God, I can't think
A
of the
prison?
base. No, 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 no. um, oh God, me and BMT did a show about this because I was telling him. I actually called him on the phone. I was so scared, but I had to travel to oh God, I can't think of it. It's a Marine base down here in South Carolina. It'll come back to me soon as I hang up off this live. But basically, everybody knows that areas is racist. There's certain areas they call Clan County down here, and there's a reason. And if you talk to the black folks down here, you'll understand why. You'll understand it. Um, but basically, when I went into that bar, I was literally the only. Everybody turned around like I had a freaking Godzilla suit on. Like
Because you were
everybody
different?
turned because I was different. Because I
Yeah.
was different. So
Well, that
yeah.
doesn't mean it's a sundown town because they turned around and looked
Well,
at
they
you
didn't
because you're
want to
different.
serve. They didn't want to serve me. They were as nasty as they can be. I'll put it this way: if I was a black male, I would be afraid to be in that bar
But
at that time.
a sundown town is defined as a place where you have to be inside or there are legal repercussions.
Well,
That's
when
what a
I'm talking,
sundown town is,
well,
right?
no. Oh God, I don't want to. When I get more time, I'll tell you what, Clue. I'm gonna be dropping my link more because I do like talking to you.
Yeah.
And if you
You
go,
thought I was gonna be rude, didn't you?
No, no. Clue. I never worry about. Let me tell y'all, I don't worry about that. I really don't because I can handle myself. And me and you have never. It's always been a friendly banter back and forth. Now you do tend to show your ass when that particular friend of yours is around, or when you're
My
around your
friend.
little. Yeah, are
Which friend?
your gay friends that you hang around like
I
True
don't have
Slut?
any gay friends. I don't think
True
I have
Slut.
any.
Oh well, he's pretty. Him and his love affair with that other dude. They seem kind of gay to
What gay
me.
friends are you talking about? What? I don't have any gay friends.
I'm talking about um
Yes.
Joshua and True Slut. That's what I'm talking about. Those two
Well, none of
lovers.
those guys are gay.
Well, they act gay to me. They seem very gay.
So it's your opinion that they're gay. Okay, they're not actually gay. It's your opinion. Okay.
Now, let me just say this from my knowledge, and just like I said, down here, certain parts in the South are just different, and we all know it. And it, sometimes, if you don't live a place, you don't know it. Just like I was on a panel, I'll try not to be too long winded, but I was on a panel and this dude tried, and I literally worked for the government at that time. I know what I'm talking about. This is literally what I was paid to do. But there was somebody on the panel swearing up and down that there is not food deserts in the country anymore. And I'm like, there are a lot of food deserts. There's certain urban areas where people don't have grocery stores. They have to go miles out of their town. And then you got elderly people that can't drive and they have to do teleride. That literally was my job to locate those towns to get telerides to those desert we call them food desert counties. But because this person, in his ignorance, never just did not believe and did not want to believe it exists, he just in his mind it did not exist. But does that mean they don't exist? That does not mean they don't exist. The government knows they exist. Now with the sundown towns, people might not acknowledge it, but people who like my grandmother was literally, I think, one generation. She died at almost 100 years old. And so she was literally just maybe
Congratulations.
one, yeah, God bless her. But she, I believe, just one generation out of slavery. And what I'm saying is people who have grown up in the South, 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 we know those stories about the sunshine towns. And there were towns for many years that were ran by the Ku Klux Klans. And God forbid if your car got broke down or whatever, and you're stuck out there. That's what they're talking about. They're not talking about
Yeah,
the
but
laws.
yeah, but
Mhm.
is that happening in 2025? Yes, historically there were sundown towns, but people are talking about these places today. These places don't exist today.
I
They do
disagree.
not.
I disagree because I, I'm telling you that. Oh gosh, where was I? There are certain areas down here really,
They
really
looked at you
small.
funny.
No, no, the white people will say that they exist. Like, don't bring your black ass down here at a certain night. There's a place called Clanahan. I don't need to make this up. These
Clanahan, really?
Clanahan.
Okay.
It's a town called Hanahan, but
Okay.
some of the
What state is that place in?
it's in South Carolina. It's right here where I'm
Okay,
from.
I'll go right to that place. I'll go right to that place at 2 a.m. and I'll stream from that place. How about that?
I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I actually used to live in that area. But would I allow my son to walk to the corner store at past like you got to use common sense at past midnight or whatever in that area? Hell fucking no. I
But
would not.
mahogany.
Yes.
We have to differentiate between the past and today.
I
Maybe
know
that
but shit
place
is still going on.
was a sundown town back then, but is it today?
I would say that there's certain areas in the country that absolutely are. And it's so sad to me that grown folks our age are acting like they're unaware of this. It's
What
really
do you
sad.
mean unaware? I am
It's
all
very
over the United States. Okay,
Mhm.
let me say this. Let me say this. I have to say this.
Okay.
You probably already know this about me. I'm a truck driver, right?
Yes, yes.
I drive to every town. For the last 5 years, I've been all over 48 states.
Mhm.
Small towns. We don't just deliver to big cities. Small towns. At any time of night. How come I've never experienced the consequences of a sundown town? How come?
I don't know, Clue. Maybe you don't want to. There's some black folks that just don't want to even acknowledge. They're so
I've
ashamed. And I'm
been
not
in these places. I don't
Clue.
experience it because
Clue.
it does
That's
not exist
no, you
in
just like that man.
2025.
That's a fucking lie. Just like that man who tried
It
to
is
convince
not
me
a
that
lie.
food deserts don't exist. They do exist, and so do
No, no,
sun.
no. Food deserts do exist. No, 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 no.
I know they
Food
do.
deserts do exist. I'm not.
That
I'm
was
not
my job.
against that. Food deserts, yes, they do exist.
And
Yes.
so do sunshine towns. If you don't believe it, that's your business.
Sundown towns do not exist
They
because
do.
I've
Well,
been
then
in
that's
every town in this country for
so
the
let me ask you
past
a question. Let me ask you a
5
question.
years. Go ahead.
You can say what you want to say. In my experience, they do. And I'm gonna tell you what
So
I
what has
personally
happened to you in the sundown town when you were there at past a certain time? I want to hear in detail something that happened to you in a sundown town past the time you were supposed to be there.
it's
What
not
happened to you? And
let me
don't
just
tell me they looked at you funny.
it's not that you're not supposed because there's no that's the thing, just like with the black laws, the black code laws that happened in the South, they were not written necessarily. They were just things that were understood in the South. And that's what I don't think you
You're
understand.
speaking
Everything
about the past, Miss
no, I'm
Mahogany.
not. It's not the past because these situations. Do you ever watch
Miss
these
Mahogany, you
what?
brushed past my question. When has something happened to you in a
I
sundown
am
town
telling because I'm
recently
not
to
dumb
you?
enough. I am not dumb enough to go to
So
those
what has
places.
happened?
I can tell you that my brother, friends of mine, have ended up either getting pulled over or thrown in jail for just being in those areas by racist cops. I'm telling you that they exist. Now, I'm not going to argue with you about this anymore.
Okay,
Irby,
we
go
don't have to
ahead.
argue. We don't have to
Okay.
argue.
Irby, go ahead, sweetie. I never seen you on the piano, I don't think. Welcome, honey. Irby. Let me look. Let me see if he's leaving me a message. Well, Irby, if you're not ready to talk, sweetie, yeah, he has a channel. Clue has a channel. Oh, maybe he didn't mean to be on.
Maybe some technical difficulties with the brother there.
Okay. Now listen, let's move on because me and you are never going to agree. Because there's a lot that you, truism, and those coons over there that I just totally disagree
I
with.
love that word, by the way. That's who we are. That's who we are. I love it. Go ahead.
Why are you? Well, let me ask you. What made you this way? Did some black person hurt you? What happened?
No experience. I've when you it's something called pattern recognition. Have you heard that term before? Where you recognize patterns, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you recognize that a certain group of people follow a certain pattern. And you decide that, well, I don't follow that pattern, so I'm not those people.
Hmm.
So then you separate from those people because of it. You notice what they're doing, you notice their behaviors, and you say, I'm not them. They not like us. You know that song. You heard that song, right? You decide those people are not like me. So I'm going to separate from those people, abandon those people, and become my own thing, right? My own thing, which is American, the country I was born and raised in, the country I am a citizen of. So I don't have to be that, which is black. I can just be American. I can separate myself from those people over there that follow those particular patterns of behavior because I don't follow those. I don't share
Sound
those patterns of behavior over there. I
you
don't.
sound like a racist. You sound like a a white
Do I?
racist. You
Do I?
not
Well, I don't
yes you
believe
do,
in white or black. I don't believe in race, period.
but you talk about it a lot.
Well, that's the theme of my channel. I talk about it, and if you look on my channel, it's videos telling people not to believe in it because it does not exist.
Well, if it
Black
does,
and white are made up. They're fake, made up
oh
and
Lord,
fake.
I
Yes.
listen, I don't believe in unicorns and rainbows, so you can believe whatever you want to believe. You can believe that, but the mere fact that you're talking about it means it exists. Otherwise, there's nothing to talk about.
Well, Spider-Man exists. Is he real? People are talking about him. I mean, yes,
Hmm.
they exist in the fact that people talk about them, but they're not real though.
Like I
They
said,
don't
my
mean anything. You were assigned something called black when you were
mhm.
born. You were assigned that. What is that? What is black?
It's who I.
Mahogany.
It's one of the things. It's a part of me, and I'm proud of it. That's the difference between me and you.
Yeah, but what is it? What does it
Well,
mean?
I'm more than just black. I have more to me than that. But that's a part.
You're
That's
more
what
than black. Okay,
that.
well,
Let me. Well, let
I agree, but what is
Okay,
black
go.
though?
Let's do this because I want you to be able to talk and finish, but I definitely have to be able to finish what I'm saying. So you go first, and then I'll answer your
I
question.
apologize. I
No,
apologize.
you're fine because I was kind of cutting you off. So go ahead and make your little declaration, and then I'm gonna make mine.
Okay, well, black, white. We're going to talk about race in general. It was assigned to you at birth. All right, you were assigned black people, quote unquote, black people were assigned black, white people were assigned white. Okay, what it did, it doesn't mean anything. It's just a system of hierarchy. It's a system of hierarchy based on the darkness of the color. The lighter the color, the higher the hierarchy, higher the totem pole you're on, the darker the color, the lower the totem pole you're on. And that was assigned to you when you were born. You didn't earn it, all right? You did nothing to become a part of the group. It was given to you at birth.
By whom?
Okay, by the government. The
Mm.
government wanted to assign this color to you when you were
Mm-hmm.
born. Okay?
Uh-huh.
So, you're born with this color called black. So, as you get older, you see things happening in your society, you see things happen to you, and you decide, well, I don't want to be a part of this color system anymore, and you step away from it. That's what I did.
Okay. Well, are you done?
Well, there's nobody talking, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so if that's how you want to live your listen, I am whatever. I'm one of those free flow people. Do you? I whatever. For me, I've had too many experiences in my life that just it doesn't work like that. From everything like my whole entire life, I've quote unquote had to fight literally, and I don't care what society says as far as color, because I grew up in a household. My mom is very light, my father was dark. I came out kind of closer to my father's color, but my mom, thank God for her wisdom, she always told me, at the end of the day, if we're all black folks up underneath this roof. It doesn't matter what shade you are. You could be 2 shades lighter, 2 shades darker. We're all black folks. And to a racist person, that's all they care about. They just see you as a black person. They don't see you as whether or not you have money or not. They're not all these differentiations like you were talking about how you separate yourself. When these motherfuckers, when it boils down to it, especially when it's you up against a racist cop, they're not asking you those questions. They just see you, quote unquote, as a Negro. And I think that's what you were talking about when you were talking about the color. But far as me, I embrace my color. I love my chocolate. I love my skin tone, my melanin. I love everything about it.
But you're brown.
And I love it. And
But you're
so
brown, though.
I, for me, I don't go by what society says and the hierarchy and all that. I go by what the Most High says. And I believe that I was made in his image. And so, therefore, I am perfect and I am beautiful. And I am at the absolute top of the hierarchy in my mind. So, see, that goes to show you that we don't have to think alike and we can have conversations. Hey, Bronzebird. But let me just say this: my experiences have been very different than yours, obviously.
But
Even
mahogany.
when I wanted to say this last thing, My career, my military career, I've had to fight against racism and sexism. And I fought and I won. And um everything from my hair and having to prove to them that it was professional and all kinds of stuff, and I have documentation to prove it. When I was in school, I had to fight to stay there. They did not want to see my black ass looking at their face, but they could not fuck with me because I had the highest grade in the fucking class. I graduated valedictorian. So I know that these things exist. I've had black women friends of mine cry to me, saying, one of my friends, she was in physical therapy school and she had a patient that didn't want her to touch her. And the school had to back her up and support her. And they told the woman, listen, our students, we are an equal opportunity facility. And if you don't want this student to, if you don't want to be seen by the student, then you can't be seen by our institution. And shout out to them for doing that, because a lot of schools wouldn't have done that. So I have been there, boots on the ground. I know racism exists. I know it all too well. And I've been fighting against it my whole life. So you're living on planet La La Land and I'm living in reality. But we could still be cool on YouTube.
Yeah, but La La Land is pretty fun over here. It's pretty fun over here in La La Land, though.
Mhm.
But look at this. This okay. What if I told you? I hate to sound like Morpheus here, but what if I told you that the term black has nothing to do with your skin? The term black that they give you at birth has nothing to do with your skin. What if I told you that? What are
Well,
your
they
thoughts
don't.
on that?
You're saying the word black, but they actually don't label you black. They label you by your national, like, African American. Are you black Hispanic? Are you black Asian? Are you white Asian? That's how they label you. The color is that's something that we
Oh,
do.
really? So you
Mhm.
saying that when I was born, they called me an American because
No,
that's my country?
there's a box, and usually it's, are you Asian, African American, white, blah 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 blah, Latino, da, da, da. That's usually how the box goes.
Oh, really?
Hmm. And
Okay.
you don't have to choose. That's the thing. It's optional. I think legally it has to be optional. You don't even have to choose those things anymore. And I know this because I know the law, because I worked in a government facility once again where I had to work with different types of people. This is what I do, Clue, or what I used to do in the military. So I know what I'm talking about. And I
But
know that
they assign you black.
even the military acknowledges the racism in this country. And they send out people like me to fight against it, EO representatives to fight against it, because they don't want it in the army or in the Navy or in the Air Force. They don't want it in our military
How come you can't just secede from the whole race system altogether?
because
If
it
you
exists.
secede from the race system, you're not white or black. You're none of those colors. Once you leave the race system, you're just an American. You're somebody who
Well,
you're a U.S. citizen.
you be an American. I'm going to be a proud African American black woman. You could be whatever. You could be purple, alien,
But
American, whatever you
that's
want to
the
be.
problem. And this is see, we're having this the conversation I'm having with you is what I would like to have had on May's channel if it wasn't a trap. All right. This is the conversation here.
Well, hold on, and I'm about to end it. We're going to get to May. I mean, you. But hey, deboxing. Hey, deboxing. Did you
What's
want
good,
to?
love?
Hey, what's up? Good morning. Go ahead. Did you want to say something?
Oh, so many things to unpack. First off, I don't like the notion that if we ignore race, that it'll go away, because racialization didn't come from us; it came from white people, and they've created the rules every step of the way. The one drop rule, because at one time Italian and Jews wasn't considered white. During the Enlightenment era, when they came up with racialization, but they said, "Hey, we're stronger with these white people. Let's include them." So the people that's making the rules, if we ignore it or whether we acknowledge it, it's still going to be here because they're still in charge. So I disagree with the notion that black people keep racism. I watch Fox News, for shits and giggles. So I know what they say over there. You know who talks about race? Racist. Like that's the funniest thing in the world. I always say this: black people get blamed for everything. I watched a video where a white person said that black people were responsible for the housing crisis in 2008, and I just like almost fell out of my seat. I said, "What?" He said because Hillary Clinton and Bill passed a law where you couldn't racially discriminate against black people. I'm like, okay, let's break down those numbers. They always understand. They don't understand numbers when it comes to proportionality when it comes to black people. When it comes to them, oh, isolated incident, right? Black people are 14% of America's population. Out of that 14%, how many are in jail? How many are incarcerated? And how many are the age where they could actually receive homes? Right, that puts an even smaller percentage. You could, and the people that own homes, they're out of the equation as well. You could give homes to the remaining rest of the population, and that would not crash the economy. So no, black people are not responsible for wrecking the economy. They blame us for slavery. Well, you know who sold black people into slavery? Black people. We're like, bro, what? Chattel slavery had already existed amongst European countries way before race-based slavery, and that was them. And then they continued it. Black people did slavery in Africa, but it was prisoners of war. They did not treat them that because you're equal to me, that your kids and children's children will be slaves forever to the end of time. They even didn't even have breeding grounds and all the sick stuff that they did to them in America. But white people will have you believe that black people tempted them with their, because their hearts were pure when they came over to Africa. They had no bad intentions, but black people tempted them with slavery, and that's why slavery existed, and that's black people's fault as well. No, if you look in the purest forms of human being, humanitarian work and jobs, right? Like medical field, for instance. My wife's a nurse, right? You would think that feels like that people will remove their bias because they see people in their most vulnerable state. They see their family crying, they see all of this stuff. But when they look and they lift up the rock, they see racism within the healthcare field. That's the field that, listen, no matter how you feel about racism, that right there should bring out the humanitarian in somebody being sick, and they find that people with the same insurance die more than other people. You know what I mean? And the people that get treated the worst in the healthcare field, they look like us. So I can't get jiggy with this notion of, oh, racism don't exist because they're not coming in our houses and lynching us for whistling at white women. No, they're just doing it the other way. It's just more subtle now.
Okay. So I assume that's more directed towards Clue. Did you want to say anything, Clue? Or you're good with it? Because that's the thing. We're all in. And the points you made are factual, also, because I've made those points too about African slavery being different. That you could actually earn your freedom back, and all those things. I've done shows about it. I've talked about it ad nauseum, but people, they don't want to listen. They don't want to hear about it. So, but I totally understand, because I that's a good point. Clue, did you want to say anything in response to him?
Yes. Yes. The race system will exist, but it's us. As long as the white, it's us as well as the whites to give it power. We can secede from the race system, because I've done it. All we have to do, number one, first and foremost, is stop talking about it, stop listening to news programs about race. Once you do that, race goes away. That's a fact. Yes, yes, yes. There will be some job applications, and some census forms that will ask you what race you are. Okay, check a box, move on. But
no, it's more. It's more than that. It's about being denied for home loans because they don't want your black ass in the neighborhood. That happened to me. It's about a whole lot more than that.
I've never been denied a home loan.
But I'm telling you, this stuff happens, and it's a problem. And you telling us to lay down and take it is not. And
I didn't say lay down and take it.
You pretty much telling us that you want us to bend our ass up and toot it in the air.
Here's what I want. Listen to me. Here's what I want. I want you to go through life knowing that the shit is fake. It's made up to control us. That's why they have black and white is there to control us, to control our behavior. That's it. And it's been working because all of you believe it. You believe in black.
We experience it.
No,
it's an experience.
Because
yes,
Mahoghany, you could not give me an example that you've been held down by a sundown town. You
That is
told
one
me
example.
examples of the 50s and 60s. You did not
No,
tell
I did
me
not. I
examples
did
of
not.
today.
Okay, hold on.
Okay,
Hold
they
on.
looked at you funny. Everybody gets looked at funny if they're different.
So,
They
brother,
looked at you funny.
I'm from.
So let me just say this, Clue, because I don't know if you were twiddling your fingers or playing with, curls in your hair. I don't know what you were doing, but I just gave you a million examples of things in today's, like recent stuff, of a girlfriend literally just a few years ago that was in physical therapy school that had patients that did not want her to touch them. I deal with that. There's not a whole lot of Black women in dentistry, especially at my position that I held. There's not a whole lot of us. So I've had patients that did not want to be touched by my Black ass. And I had to go and tell the dentist, listen, if this patient doesn't start respecting me and stop calling me gal, I'm not going to see them. I've had to fight to wear my natural hair in the United States military. I had to fight for that. Just take it up the chain of command. I had to fight to stay into school. They did not want me there because I was the only Black chick. I don't think you really get it. That's not 1950s. That's recent. I went back to school maybe 8 years ago to get my bachelor's in science. So this is not some old fight, and our children have a fight. Clue, you are too old to be acting like this. Now I'm gonna let y'all back up, and we got to bring this to a close because I got to get ready to go to work. But I'm gonna let you both back up. Clue, I'm gonna let you finish, and then the boxing, and then we got Irby up here. So here we go.
Yeah. All I'm saying is that you give race its power. It's all in your hands. All you have to do is deny it, and it goes away. It goes away. Black does not exist. It's fake. It was assigned to you at birth. It's used to make you exhibit a certain behavior. That's it. Deny it and you will not exhibit that behavior. That's all I'm saying.
Go ahead, next person. I think it was the boxing.
Uh,
Hey,
deny
Gas.
it.
Good morning. Sorry.
Deny it by the people who are in power, and it just goes away. It's almost like saying, if you got heart disease or high blood pressure, don't worry about it, because if you don't accept it, you'll never die from it. Like, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And
You
like,
are in power, sir. This is your
well,
country as much as it is the
brother,
white man's country.
brother, can I tell you something, brother? We
Do you
we we
believe
see
that? Do you
we
believe
s-
that? Do you
yes,
believe that?
yeah, I do
Okay,
believe, but
then. So stop
but
calling
I
this
also listen,
country
sir.
their country because it's your country too.
Sir, it's our country, but we are not the people in charge. And when we rise up and we get power, we're met with resistance from them. That's what we're trying
We
to
already
explain
have
to you, bro.
power.
So let me ask you this. Do you think Barack Obama could have been president with any, like, a third of Trump scandals?
Nope.
Why you get quiet? This is the first time I've heard you quiet on the panel, Cliff.
Nope.
What are you asking me?
That was a direct question. Would Barack Obama have been able to become president with with one felony?
Well, the boxing scholar, that's your name?
But that's a direct
Barack
question.
Obama. Barack Obama became president as organic as Trump became president. It's the same. You
So I'm gonna
actually
take that.
you
I'm gonna take
actually
that as a
believe
no.
your vote counted?
I'm gonna take that non-answer as a no.
You
That,
actually no, that's an answer. That's an answer.
So the point that I'm making, brother, is that there's a different set of rules for us. We go to these high places. She just gave you an example.
Different
You don't be
set of
listening,
rules.
bro. Your mouth get in the way of your
Really?
ears. She just talked about how she went to dentistry, right? I ain't even been here long, and I picked that up, right?
Larry Elder didn't have any scandals. How come he didn't become the governor of California? He didn't have
You
any
know what?
scandals on him.
You know
Not
what active
one.
listening is,
He was
brother.
as clean as Barack Obama. Why wasn't he the governor of California?
Brother, you know what active listening is, brother.
Oh, really? You're not going to
You
answer
got
that?
Okay. I'm gonna go
No
ahead and pass
answer.
the time. We got a new panelist. Go ahead, brother.
Irby, do you want to go? And then Clue, you have to let him finish. But go. Hey, Irby.
Larry
I was
Elder
answering
didn't.
his question, Mahogany.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Go
Y'all
ahead.
can hear me?
Yes, sweetheart.
Larry Elder didn't become governor because he's a conservative in a liberal state. And let's be honest with
Really?
you, if Barack
I
Obama
thought
had
it
a
was
meat,
black, Irby.
huh?
I thought Larry Elder was black.
He is black. What happened?
Yeah, so if he's black and he's running for governor of the biggest state in the union, how come that didn't afford him the same protections as Barack Obama? Now, I didn't bring up Barack. Boxing scholar brought up Barack.
You said why
So,
Larry Elder didn't become
Is
governor
it
of
because he's a
California?
different kind of black?
What you
brother, I'm
mean?
confused at the point that you're making.
I'm confused. What do you mean? But anyway, if Barack Obama had the same mediocre resume that Trump had, he would have never became president.
So what you're insinuating is that when you're black, you have to have a clean record, right? And if
Absolutely.
you're white,
Yeah.
that's stupid. That
Yeah,
is
it-
Okay.
very stupid.
Yeah, we
But the
agree. That's
truth,
why we're talking about race. We think that's
No,
the
stupid.
truth,
no, what
but
you
the truth,
said is
but the
stupid.
truth, but the truth hurts. Is reality. If
Jasmine
Trump,
Crockett is a prime example of that.
If Obama had the same mediocre credentials as Trump, he would have never became president. He has to work twice as harder
But
as the.
Byron Donalds, he's a convicted felon, but he's senator, and he's really close to the presidency. He ain't
Bro, he
clean
is
cut.
nowhere near
He
the
ain't
presidency.
perfect.
Byron Donalds is not even going to win in Florida. What are you talking about? The
Byron
fact that
Donald is
Pretty close.
Byron Donald is
Byron
not.
Donalds, my
He's not
bad.
a
Go ahead.
senator. He's not a senator.
The fact that he knee walked like he did and didn't even get a position in the Trump cabinet just show you, brother. Bro, what do you need examples of? Like how they come in. We had genres that we influenced, that we started, and they stole all
What do
that
you
from us.
mean they? You keep saying they. What does they mean?
Is
Is
anybody
this country
confused that white
yours
people are
or
in
is it not?
charge other than
Is this
this guy on
country
the panel?
yours or is it not? It's either
Brother,
your country or it's not. What do you mean they?
I hear you. You know what? That same rage that you have is the same rage that white people have whenever
I don't
we
have
try to
rage. I'm
yeah,
tired of
well, you
your
sound pretty
victimhood.
angry to me.
I'm
Listen,
tired of your victimhood.
okay,
Talk about
okay,
they
okay,
and we don't run this country. This is your country, sir.
brother. You're
This is your
14% of the
country.
population, bro.
I don't give a
Descendants
fuck.
of slaves.
You are a citizen of this country, which means this country belongs to you.
Exactly.
Sir, can I ask you something? Are you married to a white woman?
Yes, I am. You got a problem with that?
Oh, hey, you should have led with that,
explains
brother. I
everything.
didn't
Oh, that's the
that-
gotcha moment. Is that the gotcha
that-
moment? Oh, he's married to
that
a wife. That's
explains-
a gotcha moment. So everything he
that-
said doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
think a lot of your
explains
talking
everything.
points. Yeah, a lot of your talking
How does
points
that
sound like
explain? How does that
Is she a
explain
white-
everything?
is she-
Or if
is
I
she a
said
white
no, then
If
that
she's a
means that
white
would have made sense.
conservative, are you conservative?
I'm a nationalist, sir.
No. Okay, who you vote for? Are you a Republican?
I voted for Trump 3 times. Next
Okay.
question.
All right then. So you're a Republican and you married to a white woman. That explains
I'm not a
your whole-
Republican. I voted for Trump 3 times. There's a
I'm
difference.
not a
You're a
Republican. I just
Republican.
voted for the Republican 3 times. So brother, let me ask you this.
When you
do
say
you-
you're a Republican, that means you're
I'm
registered
curious.
and you
I'm
vote
curious.
ticket. I don't vote ticket. I
curious.
never voted ticket in my life. Go ahead.
I'm curious, bro. Let me know if I'm going out of bounds. You don't have to answer this. Do y'all have race discussions in your household?
We have race jokes.
Y'all don't have
Is
any
that a
discussions?
discussion? We joke about race. Is that a discussion or not?
But I thought you said race don't exist. But you say you joke about race.
We joke about it. Yeah.
So how can you joke about something that don't exist? You just contradict yourself, sir.
Like I said earlier, Spider-Man does not exist, but people still talk about him.
No.
Superman, he doesn't. There's no man on Earth who flies through Earth as Superman, but everybody talks about him, right?
No,
you can't generalize Superman.
It doesn't exist, Irby.
These are fictional cartoons. They don't exist.
You know what else is fictional? Race. Race is also fictional.
But you just say you make jokes. But
race is also fictional, sir. It's
But you just
Yo,
said,
you know,
but you
you know
just
what I
said
think
that
is
you make jokes about it. So how?
what's that?
yes, fact. How could you make a if you make a joke about Superman? That's not generalizing a whole group of people. So it's a false equivalence of what you just did. But you know
Not
what I think
really.
is really, you know
It's
what I think
one
is
to
really
one, like
funny.
I
He
said. One
contradict
to one.
himself. He
You know what I
It's
think
one
is
contradict
to one.
really
himself.
You know what I think is really funny that whenever they try to do research into this stuff, like into the healthcare field to find racism or in the critical race theory, everybody loses their mind. If racism doesn't exist, then why the fuck y'all won't open up the books and let the studies go through?
It's his job to ignore race to impress his in-laws and the white people he associates
Mahogany, I
with.
thought I was talking to you. I don't. These guys. I mean, no disrespect, but
You're in
they're not
denial,
going to
sir.
understand what I'm saying.
You're in
Well,
denial,
no,
sir. I get.
I was
I,
talking to you, Mahogany,
well,
you're you're in denial, so I get it why you ignore race because you're married to a white
because
woman. Yeah,
you're
you
supposed
are.
to
no.
ignore race. No,
I want to
Irby
let me.
is correct. You're supposed to ignore race because
I want to
race.
jump in. I want to jump in. Now, let me just say this first of all. I'm glad you all came up, and I respect you all. And we're just having a conversation. But in fairness, I didn't say I was going to let everybody up, but I don't, because a lot of times I just do a one-on-one. But I am glad you all came up. To be honest, I've been thinking I need to do more open panels. So I'm glad you all came up. It's just a conversation, and I know we're not all going to agree. Listen, we all Clue
I
also
wanted
has
to talk to you though, Mahogany.
well, I actually was about to ask all y'all to bring it to a close. I want to bring up one last subject before you guys go, and then I was going to end the live stream so I can finish getting ready for work. Well, as a matter of fact, let's move on. I do want to ask you guys something since you're here. Now, I'm pretty sure y'all all know my little fiasco over here I had a month or so ago, and I'm thinking about doing a dating show. What do you guys think online? Do you guys think that's a good thing? What
What
do you guys
fiasco?
You didn't hear about it? Oh, well, good. You don't
No,
need to know.
no,
The
no.
boxing and Irby probably know. Irby probably.
What happened to you, Mahogany?
Nothing happened. I'm just currently, no, possibly no longer in my relationship, and I'm thinking about dating.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that
He
happened.
probably he
That
probably
happened.
wants you to
Cool.
date. Clue probably wants you to date a white Republican.
Oh, well, we're not doing that. I'm talking about doing a. But seriously, let me
That
ask
was a
y'all something.
terrible joke, by the way. But
I'm
go
gonna,
ahead.
I'm gonna ask you guys one question. If I were to have, because it's already in the works, honestly. If I were to have a Who Wants to Date Mahogany show or whatever, for fun, um, what do you guys think? Do you think
No,
it's the best?
no,
No,
no.
no
If
one
you're
would
gonna
date.
find a if you're gonna find a man, you shouldn't do it publicly on YouTube.
Well, it's for fun. It's for fun. It's for
If you're
fun.
gonna, are you so you're not serious about finding a man? You just
Well,
it's just
well,
recreation.
I tell you something,
If
no.
it's
Mo.
recreation, then do it. But if you're serious about finding a mate, don't do it online.
Well,
I-
okay.
My opinion.
Okay, go ahead to boxing.
So this what I say, Mo. Content creator to content creator. Everybody that's here obviously fucks with your content, right? If you do it, we're probably going to show up and consume. I've seen people make videos where they just tapping, frying bacon, making bubble noises. It's content. Somebody's going to consume it. If this is where your heart is flowing to, why the fuck not? Absolutely do it. Yes, 100%.
Well, I always wanted to do it. Like I remember when Kendra G before when she was just starting and she was kicking up steam. I was like, we need to have a date because I'm gonna be honest. A lot of y'all, when I say y'all, I'm talking about content creators. A lot of y'all are dating anyway. So it's like, and I'm not just talking about me. Let me make it clear. I'm talking about actually possibly hooking up other people in the space with other people. I think it would be fun. But I do get what you're saying, Clue. And I would keep it very light, like very, very light. But we're still going to probably do it. And when we do it, I might let you guys know the way I think I'm going to do it, just so you know. So I've already asked Super Sly to be my host. He'll probably be my host. But I might also have a few of my mods. Leo Anthony has been my mod for a long time. I might have him up here. Maybe a few other people that know me have actually known me for years. And then what they'll do is if the person hits the link and say they want to date me, then they'll just question and be like, So what can you offer Mahoghany, or what can you give, or whatever. So I might have the fellas up on the panel kind of questioning the dude, and we'll take it from there. But it's Clue, it's all in good fun. But
If it's fun, do it. If it's fun, but if you're serious, YouTube doesn't even know anything about it. Trust me.
so you're saying don't even let them know I'm
If you're seriously looking for your mate, none of us on YouTube need to know anything about it.
no, I know that
But
part,
if it's for fun, do it. That's
okay.
my opinion. If it's for fun, do it.
Mo, you never know. Somebody might have been wanting to talk to you this entire time, and they just knew you was in a relationship, and they might be shy. You never know. So you never know what this might lead to. I say this: it used to be a girl on here named Melly Monaco, and she used to do something called the Pineapple Show, and everybody would tune into that show, and her numbers were like astronomical because people would. It was like a joke at one point, like you said, fun. It would be
Uh-huh.
the thing. But she stopped doing it. And I was like, why did you stop? The people, people don't realize that. Like, you know how when people doing their lives by themselves and they have the dead space and they're really uncomfortable? That's a normal thing when you're giving speeches. But the people that are watching, they don't care. They like you. What if you did a live and for an hour just picking your nose? People will watch, you know.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So I
Hold
say
on.
do it.
Yes, yes. Hold on, y'all. I'm coming back. Let me see. I'm trying to share. I can't even see what I'm doing. Um, can y'all see that view?
It's just a black screen.
I see hair.
Yeah, that what you
Hair.
see.
Oh,
I see
um,
a lot of hair.
oh, I'm sitting in front of the laptop. Okay, no, but listen, gentlemen, it's been wonderful. I definitely am going to do this more often. I'm going to take your advice. And Clue, I totally get you. I've been here a long time, and I kind of know. But at the same time, I just want to have some fun on here. I'm going to leave this up for a while because I played some copyrighted music. I will have to take it down, but I'll leave this up for a while. If you guys just get in here, watch it from the beginning. I know all y'all support me, so I know everybody already hit the like. Come through. Make sure you guys come through. I will promote it. It won't be random like this morning. I will promote a mod appreciate. It doesn't matter if you're a mod or not right now. Just come through because we're gonna have a lot of fun. I'm gonna play music. I'm gonna come on camera, and I'm gonna give away some freaking money. We're gonna give away some money Sunday, and we're just gonna have a good time. And if you want to donate to other people in the chat, feel free. We're going to be dropping cash apps in the chat. So come through Sunday, probably at 7:30. Anyway, y'all have a good morning. Did anybody want to say anything before I end the live stream?
Thank you for letting me up on the panel.
Of course. It's my first time actually hearing you, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate the conversation, everybody. And if you don't believe in racism, it doesn't believe in you. I read that in the children's book. It was about dragons, so I just put racism in the
Oh
form
my,
of dragon.
are you, so you're right. Did you really? Did you publish a book?
No. It was
No.
it was a children's book when I was a kid. My teacher read to
Oh,
us in class, and then she ended it by, "If you don't believe in dragons, they don't believe in you." And I was like, "Wait a minute, what?"
little known fact is Mahoghany writes, so that's why I was curious about that. But that's cute. That's cute. All right, you guys. I hope y'all have a good morning. Let me just say this about May. Clue, reach out to May. You guys can do this. Reach out to May. Y'all do your interview. I'll be watching it, and y'all go ahead and handle that. You have a good morning, okay?
Well, if Sunkiss shows up, the interview ends before she
Well,
gets the syllable out. I do not want to talk to that woman.
okay. Just let her know. Let me know.
All
All
right.
right. Peace, honey. Bye bye.